When people dream of retirement, they often imagine the freedom to enjoy life on their own terms, travel, spend time with loved ones, or finally, focus on passions and hobbies they've put off for years. But the question remains, how much money do you really need to make this dream a reality? For many, the magic number is $1 million. But can a nest egg of $1 million truly last 25 years in retirement? Let's take a closer look at what it means to retire on $1 million, the variables that make all the difference, and practical strategies to help you make your money last. Picture yourself at the start of your retirement, no longer reliant on a paycheck and ready to begin drawing from your life's savings. With a portfolio of $1 million, your financial decisions from this point forward take on a whole new significance. The reality of retirement spending is that expenses don't stop. If anything, they often shift. Housing may become more affordable if your mortgage is paid off, but healthcare costs tend to increase with age. Travel and leisure can take up a larger portion of your budget as you finally have the time to enjoy them, but you may also find joy in simpler pleasures or downsizing your lifestyle. One of the cornerstone strategies in retirement planning is the 4% rule. This rule suggests that you can safely withdraw 4% of your retirement portfolio's starting value every year, adjusted for inflation, with minimal risk of running out of money over a 30-year retirement. For a $1 million portfolio, 4% means $40,000 per year. This sounds reasonable for some, tight for others, and generous to a few, depending on your expected standard of living and personal circumstances. But how robust is the 4% rule in today's world? It's important to note that this rule was originally based on historical returns of a balanced stock and bond portfolio, assuming average inflation rates and market performance. In recent years, market volatility, lower bond yields, and fluctuating inflation have prompted many experts to advise caution. A more conservative rate, perhaps 3 to 3.5%, could be safer if you're risk-averse or retire during a market downturn. Inflation is the silent eroder of your purchasing power. While $40,000 a year may feel comfortable today, in 20 or 25 years, that same amount may not go as far. Even a moderate inflation rate of 2.5% can cut your dollar's buying power nearly in half over the course of 25 years. This means you'll need to plan for increasing withdrawals just to maintain a consistent living standard. Unfortunately, higher withdrawals pose a greater risk of prematurely depleting your nest egg. Medical costs are another concern. As we age, the probability of needing more frequent and intensive health care increases. Medicare does cover many basic medical needs starting at age 65, but it does not cover everything. Premiums, deductibles, and out-of-pocket expenses can add up quickly. Long-term care, such as in-home nursing support or assisted living, may not be covered by standard insurance and can become a significant unexpected drain on your savings. Planning for these expenses, whether through supplemental insurance or a dedicated reserve fund, is an essential component of a sound retirement strategy. Location plays a major role in determining how far your retirement dollars will go. The cost of living varies widely across the United States, and even more so internationally. Retirees in high-cost cities such as San Francisco or New York might find $40,000 a year inadequate for housing, taxes, and daily living expenses, while those in lower-cost regions or rural communities might live quite comfortably on the same amount. Some retirees even choose to relocate to countries with a lower cost of living, where their savings can stretch significantly further. Lifestyle choices matter just as much as location. Think about personal spending habits. Do you envision extensive travel, regular dining out, and hobbies with high expenses, or will you be content with more budget-friendly pastimes? The frugal retiree who cooks at home, drives an older car, and enjoys local recreation can often make a fixed income last much longer than someone with more expensive tastes. Now, let's talk about investment strategies. Simply holding your $1 million in a savings account may feel secure, but you'll lose purchasing power to inflation over time. Instead, continuing to invest your portfolio with a thoughtful mix of stocks, bonds, and possibly alternative investments is essential. The right asset allocation should balance growth, to keep up with rising costs, while minimizing the risk of large losses during market downturns. As you age, shifting gradually to a more conservative allocation can provide a buffer, but it's rarely wise to become entirely risk-averse. A moderate exposure to equities can help your money grow, even as you withdraw from your portfolio. Another important strategy is to be flexible with your withdrawals. Instead of sticking rigidly to a set percentage, consider adjusting in response to market performance. During years when your investments perform well, you might take a little more. When markets are down, tighten your belt and withdraw less, if possible. This adaptive approach can significantly improve the odds that your nest egg will last. Supplemental income can also provide peace of mind and extend the life of your savings. Social Security benefits, for those eligible, typically kick in sometime between ages 62 and 70, depending on when you claim. Delaying Social Security increases your monthly benefit, which can make a big difference over time. Other sources of potential income might include part-time work, rental income, or monetizing a hobby or skill. Every additional dollar earned is one less you need to withdraw from your savings. Tax management is a frequently overlooked aspect of retirement planning. How and when you withdraw funds from different accounts, traditional IRAs, Roth accounts, taxable brokerage savings, can have a profound impact on your tax bill each year. Working with a planner to develop a withdrawal strategy that minimizes tax burden can help your portfolio last longer. Ultimately, the question of whether $1 million can last 25 years in retirement comes down to a combination of math and mindset. It's about knowing your goals, understanding your needs, and being willing to make adjustments as circumstances change. Smart budgeting, ongoing investment, strategic withdrawals, and careful planning for healthcare and housing can help you enjoy a financially secure retirement. No matter where you are on your retirement journey, the key is to start planning early. The more clarity you have on your spending needs, risk tolerance, and desired lifestyle, the more confidently you can answer the question, is $1 million enough for you? By staying informed, adaptable, and proactive, you can maximize your financial security and enjoy the freedom that retirement promises. Remember, it's never too late or too early to strengthen your plan and build the retirement you deserve. With $1 million in hand, the experience of living in a low-income, low-cost state versus a high-income, high-cost state can be remarkably different. In a low-cost state, your money stretches further. Housing is more affordable, everyday expenses are lower, and your quality of life may be elevated with less financial stress. In contrast, a high-cost state offers vibrant job markets and amenities, but your wealth diminishes quickly, with higher housing costs, taxes, and daily living expenses.